how do you feel about the current wars between the Cambodian people, like the TR and the Asian boys?
Well, you know, a lot of hood in Cambodian hood in Long Beach, whether they want to admit it or not, but it's all from the branch of TRG.
All right, you guys, it's been a long time since my last interview, and I needed to bring it back because today we have a very special guest, and I just wanted to let him introduce himself.
They call me Mr. Crook, man.
So, sorry, excuse me. So, brother, I checked out a couple of your tracks, and is it safe to say that you had a heavy Bone Thugs influence in the beginning of your career?
No, actually, my influence, you know, might sound a little funny, but I look up to a lot of old school, like Boogie Down Production, LL Cool J, you know, Slick Rick, you know, Dana type of, you know what I mean? But for my rap thing, it's like, for every song, I got certain rap to it, certain style, you know what I mean? If it happens to sound like Bone Thug Harmony, do a certain little priority of lyrics, yeah, it's gonna sound like that. But I try not to sound like nobody. I try to have my own little unique style.
Gotcha.
I mean, I hate to sound selfish, but it get to the point that I don't even want to use nobody beat but mine. You know what I mean?
No, I get you trying to be unique, original.
Right. Well, I've been doing this like originally on my own, and beside the gangbang wise, well, it was part of gangbang thing. You know what I mean? To if I can't get you on the street physically, you're gonna hear me mentally.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I want them to understand that you're not only gonna hear from me mentally, but when you see me slipping, when you see me, I see you, you know what time it is also. You know, so don't let the music get your head twisted that thinking that my lyrics only good for the words. You know, you cross paths, we just gotta have to do what we do. But that's, you know, back in the days thing. You know what I mean?
So talking about back in the days, tell me a little bit about how it was for you growing up. What type of family did you have? Siblings? Just break down your early life for me.
Well, I got a older sister, 2 older brother, and a younger sister.
Okay.
So, you know, coming to this country in '82, during that moment of time or period of time, it's just like, you know, we have to go through some obstacle. You know, just arrived to this country. It's like, it's not our country. Who's this people? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, my background is I think came from the broken family and all that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had G.I. Joe, I had Transformer, all type of shit, you know what I mean, growing up, you know. My mom and dad don't let me do without, it's just me. You know, it's just me. It's not them at all. It's not their fault. It's not their fault if my education is lack. It's not their fault if I chose not to be home and study. It's not their fault that I chose to run the street beside getting educated, you know. But I do not come from a background of like, you know, parents got a problem with this or that or whatnot, you know. We do got a little issue behind closed door, but it wasn't big enough to destroy us as a family. It was still, you know, as a kid, I still have that hope, like, you know, my family got my back, so I'll be all right, you know. Right. But they're not knowing what's going down, what I do, but I just never say nothing. I was always one of them squared kid, you know what I
mean? So what age did you start to really like jump off the porch and start getting into trouble?
Well, that time during that moment, I was only 7 years old coming to this country. So I got into this thing around like 12.
12.
Yeah, this is when the TR Billy died out, you know, and before TR, you know what I mean? So a lot of people from TR is really not that much of a people, you know. It's not a very large amount of group, you know what I mean? But it's just
TR.
Yeah,
it's just a different.
You know, it's a difference between the TR and the TRG, but the only same thing is it came from the same bloodline, you know. So the TRG came from the TR from Santa Ana, you know. So, but the TRG is original in Long Beach.
Gotcha.
but the letter G was added in Long Beach. But the bloodline of TRG came from TR.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So by the time you were getting put on, it was already TRG?
No.
By the time we got put on, it just really started. See, I asked the homie question like, it really don't make sense how you start something and you be getting beat up for it. Like, hey man, why coming to this country and we all new to this little thing we're doing? It's like I didn't understand that it was like part of an initiation or jump in or the culture of this gangbang thing. That's how it goes, jump in, jump out, whatnot. Because I just came to this country, right? But I questioned the homie like, hey, why are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to hurt each other for when we the one that's doing this? Why we beating each other up for? We from the same gang. What happened? But that's just me not knowing, me being 12 years old, me being a youngster at the crowd. It's just I don't ask too much question. It's just I'm curious about certain things, I'm only curious because I'm not knowing. But I got put on that day. We all got put on, and it's just from then on, it's on, That's how it all got started. You know what I mean?
So growing up, you grew up in Long Beach, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So growing up in Long Beach, obviously you had to deal with the other Sureño gangs that were already there. Like while you were young, growing up, was that something that you faced on a daily basis?
No, I mean, actually not really.
Okay.
During that moment of time, it was like their thing was the whole Anaheim street was theirs, Now, if you're speaking of war terminology, we every hood want to be the best, right? But it's just like if I was to say we win or lose, I cannot comment on that, But all I can say is it's just enough for us to have a little sidewalk to walk on. And the whole thing why we started all this neighborhood thing, as far as like my neighborhood, it's not started out just because we want to hurt other Asian hood. It started out for one purpose only. That's to protect our people. As far as like Cambodia and Long Beach, we didn't. This not our plan to fight you, to fight him or her. That's not our plan at all. But if you want to fight us or whatever, we're gonna ask. We're not gonna deny you. Sure. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we're the underdog. So what do the underdog must do? He got to do what he got to do.
Take his shit.
And sometimes it's not about being deep here. It's about brain and balls.
Moving
it's
right.
Very important, Yeah, it's very important to stay like that, even though you're crazy. But if you don't have no brain behind it, how you gonna get away?
Crash out real quick.
Crash out real fast.
Like a motor in your car, ain't gonna run without a motor. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like we're the Spartan and they the, you know what I mean, the other side of the world,
Right. So, okay, maybe not dealing with the other Sureño gangs. And you did mention that when they first started, it was to protect their own people. How do you feel about the current wars between the Cambodian people, like the TR and the Asian boys?
Well, a lot of hood in Cambodian hood in Long Beach, whether they want to admit it or not, but it's all from the branch of TRG. You know what I mean? Whether they don't want to respect us or not for it, they know what we're about. They know what's up. We all know the truth, who's who. They can put on a facade and do the little banging and this and that, but behind closed door,
they know where they came from.
You know where you're from. You know where you came from. You know you will never be number one. You know you're always going to be there, but you're never going to be on the top like us. Why? Because it's not to say that you cannot be up there. It's to say that you're not original. First of all, you're representing blue or red, and you Asian. Not to disrespect nobody good, but get it right. Get it right. Get to understand that all gang nationwide, whether whatever nationality, is started up because of what? Because of racial factor, or to protect their people. So you mean to tell me we over here trying our best to shut it down for our people? You over there want to pick on us, and you're supposed to be one of us,
right?
Crazy.
When we see you, we give you that respect, like, hey, let it go, man. He's with his family. But when you see us, you want to disrespect, even though we're our family.
It's really like that between you guys and the Asian boys?
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's why we have no that's why we have no respect for them, because they know, and we know that they don't play by the rules.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why they get these other like clicks to click up with them. They help us because they can't handle us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You talking about the SCA and everything?
Yeah, and you got this other gang, it's Long Beach 18th Street. So now they jumped on the bandwagon with the Asian boys and the SCA Lions. So it's like 5 games against 1 game, bro.
Yeah, and that's what every time I cover the Tiny Raskals in my videos, I've always noticed that it's pretty much like you guys versus Long Beach, it feels like.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Right.
It's because we don't believe in peace treaty. It's like if you and I was to be friends, right? The farther we can always go to this, as far as like bumping head wise, you as a friend, as my friend, it shouldn't be no hands laid. Argument is normal, it's ups and downs, you know what I mean? It can be fixed. But once you're my friend and you start beating me up or I beat you up, there's no such thing no more as a friend. That's my enemies now. You know what I mean? No matter what. Once you like mess with your homeboy girl or fight with your homies or just pretty much disrespect.
You cross the respect line.
You cross the respect and the rules and regulations. You know, you cross not only the hood rules, you cross the everything.
Yeah.
Just because we hood, it don't mean that we have to conduct ourselves like we no less them. You know what I mean? You gotta let motherfucker know too that, hey, you know what? Even though I'm like this, I still got a head on my shoulder. You know what I mean? Because you know, and I know the whole world's gonna want to cross-examine you and I, regardless what. So you just gotta let them know, you know, the real and the truth behind everything. You know what I mean? So that way they feel what we're going through.
Tell me a little bit about your first experiences, like getting locked up as an Asian, doing time in the LA County jails. I don't know if you were locked up during the time there was a green light on the Asians, but maybe you could give your opinion on that.
Oh, let me take a break real quick.
It's good. Oh, if you guys could do me a favor, do you think you don't have to, but it's for my thumbnail for the video. If you could send me a picture, you could keep the mask on, but a picture of yourself, it would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it. All right.
You can put the buffers on your cover.
Yeah, you guys take a picture together, a nice, a quality picture. You could keep the mask on. Like I said, it's just for the thumbnail. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel you.
Okay. Back to the question. So tell me about your experience getting locked up for the first time. Did you ever go to camp, juvenile hall, or anything?
I never go to camp, but I've been through juvenile, county jails, and penitentiary. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, I did my little time here and there myself.
Okay.
So might not be a lot, but you know, just enough to learn how it goes. You know. So yeah, my experience in the county jail when all this started, it's just to me, man, it's just like when we all do this, it don't matter who, whatever organization, must understand this. You knew the kitchen was hot when you first walked in. So please be prepared to get knocked off or get out the way or whatever is gonna happen that's between you and whoever hood. You know that's your rival. Just don't cry at the end. It's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. It's gonna be a lot of misunderstanding and mislead and miscommunicate or set tripping all the way through. But you gotta understand this though. You knew what you got yourself into. And that's why I don't respect those who this and that, and all of a sudden things get hot. Now you want to stay home. Now you don't want to represent your hood. But when your hood get real big and gravy again, all of a sudden you one of us.
Want to step back out again.
You don't do that. This is not no hotel, man. You don't check in and check out around this here. This stuff is real. It don't matter what hood you're from. It's real shit. It's not no game, you know? So, I mean, it got me a little spooked out here and there, but once again, like I was saying, I knew what I got, you know, myself into. We all knew as the first generation from this neighborhood, we all knew that some of us gonna die. Some of us gonna end up doing life. Some of us not gonna make it. But for those of us who make it, speak honestly truth about it, you know, because although we are from this hood here, it's always somebody bigger than us. You know what I mean? So even though you or me, it's always somebody at the end. You know what I mean? So it's always somebody higher than you. So must understand, even though you got your own little chair or stool to sit on, respect your position. Don't get out your, don't cross-examine the hood if you don't know what's up with the hood. You know what I mean? Because there is people out there for the hood, still is for the hood, and die for the hood, doing life behind it. So they don't have time for no substitute, no filter. You know what I mean? This thing's raw, it's real, it's not no joke. So be careful what you got yourself into. You know, if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. You know, but don't front yourself out there like that. You know what I mean? Just be real with yourself.
So tell me a little bit about how you've transitioned. I mean, obviously you've grown up a lot and you're not, I don't know exactly how involved you are with the streets right now, but tell me what the transition was like for you to, did you ever make your exit? Are you still, I mean, you're obviously still around, but just what's the current situation?
As far as like, you know, if you speaking about active, I only see it one way, you know. If you represent the hood, it don't matter you banging on. You active. You know, it don't matter where you go with age. You can't tell the enemies like, you know, I ain't from nowhere. It is what it is. And to me, the way I see it, it's like, I don't regret nothing. You know, what's done was done. Of course, there's a lot of pain and struggle we all go through. And the street right now, the way it goes to me, is all water. It's water to the point that's you even have to watch for your own self. You know what I'm saying? Like it would drive you nuts. Like, hold on, what is this youngster doing this day? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's cool to do this and do that. Don't get me wrong. You can flaunt your hood or your flag or whatnot, but it ain't cool because all this young cat is getting set up left and right. You know, I'm not saying they're dumb, but intelligence-wise, they're not like that. You know, like the '80s. You know, they're not thinking deeply. They're only thinking short term.
You're talking about the youngsters on the streets right now.
Right now,
they're not structured.
Right now, they're not.
There's no structure.
Yeah,
they still do their thing. It's the hood thing, of course. You know, you always gotta, you know, give them love and respect. That's your family. You know, that's your hood, your brother. But you can always say they do the wrong or the right thing. You could only say that everybody from every hood is the same shit. They all go through the same thing, more or less. But when the youngster do something wrong, please understand that it's not their fault. It's the G's that taught them wrong.
The bigger homies?
It's the bigger homie. Don't blame on the younger homie because they terrorize some shit up, you know? Because as us, when we were young, we do the same shit. We ain't got time to listen to nothing.
Right.
You know? We feel no pain. We feel no pain. We feel, actually, the more we fuck up, the more we feel good. You know, for the homies, for the hood or whatnot. But when you got older, it's just like, whoa, hold on.
Get wiser, yeah.
You know, but I'm still active, you know. I'm still from where I'm from. And I represent everywhere I go. Now or later. It doesn't matter.
For real.
With or without the homies. You know what I mean? And I know, and I know if I get caught slipping, then so be it. But I'm not gonna be out there like, hey, where you from? This is what I'm all about. What's Rascal lacking? You know? No, it's not gonna be like that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, hey, peace out. Respect me, I respect you. Disrespect, and that's something else. Because it's all about respect now.
Right.
You know, it's big like that. You know, I don't care where you're from. And plus, my war was never with all this Asian anyway. You know what I mean? I'm an L killer. You know what that means? You know what I mean? But beside that, all this other drama and extra and not cure right and shit, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of advice would you give some of the youngsters that are running around in the streets right now?
The only advice I can give them is that you hurt one of us or we hurt one of you. It's pretty much we hurt all of us. You know, you're not gonna win, and we're not gonna win. At the end of the day, nobody win but the government. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the more we commit murders and crime, the more the police got a job. So it's like, I can only tell my youngster and their youngster is like, before you trip, know what you're doing. Before the strap and kill my homies or my homie kill you, think about what you're gonna do first. Like anybody can squeeze the trigger, but can you really take the consequence
Can you handle it?
when it's time to go down? Now, 80s and 90s, 2000 is different now.
Yeah.
Why is it different?
Well, technology-wise, think
Okay.
about it. Okay, people's too busy nowadays to be light on the view or to put their stuff on a map on a computer. I myself, talk a lot of shit myself in the Facebook now and then because I feel like, but it's a technology, bro. So
I agree.
if you're thinking that you're gonna get away, I'm sorry,
No.
you're not.
Too many cameras.
And don't think your homie snitch on you. Maybe your homeboy might snitch on you, maybe or maybe not. I cannot call it, but actually, really, when you're gonna get caught, it's gonna be because of camera, technology.
Yeah, yourself.
It's not because of nobody but technology. Think about that.
Yeah.
So as far as like my youngster, all my youngsters know, that between me and them, I got nothing but love for them. They got nothing but love for me. I can guarantee that my youngin and the old cats or whatnot from the hood would tell you that, hey, Crook's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, they will never lie to you about me, because I don't lie to people, and I don't need to boast. I don't need to make my point across any other way, but to be myself. So that's the most important things I tell my homie and anybody else. Like, if you could, you could. You can't, you can't. But don't ever do something that you're not supposed to do. You know what you're doing, man. If you're gonna be a dope dealer, know what to do. You're gonna be a gangster, know what to do. But you can't force a chihuahua to be a pit bull.
Can't be something.
Respect the homie for their knowledge. Respect them for what talent they got. If the homie know how to work on computer and he can get paid from there, we'll send him to the computer. If the homie knows something about football, basketball, or whatnot about sport, good at it, make money from it, let him do that. You can't just pick out this homie and tell him to go do dirt and go kill somebody when they not meant for that.
So in your opinion, as a big homie, you should always be looking to look out for your little homie's best interests and elevating them. Always.
You always. You got to treat your little homie just like your little baby.
Like a little brother.
Just like your brother, just like your little brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look out for them, make sure they good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be the one to say this, but I feel like a lot of older homies nowadays don't have the best interest for a lot of their younger homies.
Well, because they don't have the best interest in their self. Because they fucked up some way, somehow. You know what I mean? Because there's no way if you're a good older homie that the youngster would deny your saying or your knowledge or your wisdom. If you teach everybody with love and respect them as a homie, as a brother, besides looking at them like they're just a little young piece of shit, then you probably get somewhere. You don't go to them just because they're young homie, just because you OG, be like, hey man, I can do what the fuck I want to do. It don't work like that.
Can't put your authority around like that.
That's your brother, bro.
That's abusing your authority. When you know what I'm saying, hey little homie, hey, go do this, homie. That's not cool, bro.
I don't care if it's a he.
That's like bullying.
I don't care if it's a he or she from the hood, young or old. All I know is it's a family thing. If we're gonna represent the same letter and we can't love each other as a brother and sister and discipline each other as a brother, as a sister should be like, and love should be like that, then we might as well become enemies. One thing about my neighborhood, that's one thing it's always about. It's all about family to us. It's all about family, discipline, culture. It's all about respect, how to conduct yourself around certain things, certain homies. You know what I'm saying? What to do when you're in an important area? How should you wear your clothes? You know, things like that. Things that still keep us focused with society. You know, we don't want to be no Harley Davidson or Hills Angel and be like, hey, we do what the fuck we want to do. Fuck y'all. No.
It's about respect.
We're gonna respect you. We're gonna give our respect regardless up top, but it's up to you now to give us our respect. Once you disrespect them, that's then it's all in rascal acting. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes.
Touching on family, are you related to T Cambo?
That's my nephew.
It's your nephew, right?
Yeah, that's my first blood nephew.
So talk about what's the relationship like? Do you guys communicate or what's going on?
Me and him, we haven't contact each other for a minute because sometimes he have his number, sometimes I do, sometimes we have different number, it's off and on different numbers, and sometimes it's hard to find where he's whereabouts at, sometimes it's hard for him to find, but we're not really concerned about each other whereabouts like that. But if it's family thing got to do with family personal issue, we got to handle something within our family. It's gonna go down. But if he need me for anything, he know how to get to me. If I really need him, I know how to get to him because that's my family. I know how to get to him. You know what I'm saying? But that's my first blood nephew, and he's a cool dude, man. Really cool, really smart, really talented, and he just needed to get it together a little bit, but it's okay, we all go through our little bullshit, I think when he, get ready to shake everything off his shoulders and heads and spirits and soul, and I think he'll be back,
He's taking care of
he's taking his family, and we have priority first, priority first, once he take care of that, then he should be back out again, but he's all right, he's cool.
Well, that's good to hear. Shit. Is there anything else that we could touch on?
Yeah, I mean,
how about you guys have been knowing each other for a long time, right? Night Owl and you.
Yeah, I've been knowing CROOK for like a long, over 20 years, bro.
20 years.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years. So you guys go way back.
About 30 years. About 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from the first generation. He's from the second.
I came like 90, like the end of 91, 92, I came in. That's why I met CROOK.
Gotcha.
That time.
Yeah. I'm a dinosaur, dude.
Is there anything that you would want to tell your younger, like if you could go back and give yourself advice, what would the advice be?
My advice? I mean, just remember, like, in all you do, it's up to you on how you want it to be. You know what I mean? But don't you ever blame the hood or anybody for your stupidity. What was done is done, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Be humble and be wise. Don't jump the gun. You know what I mean? Make sure it's eyeball witnesses before you handle shit. Don't go by he say, she say. Because he say, she say, it's always going to be somebody saying something. You know what I'm saying?
They be running.
Get your proper document, black and white on paperwork. Be specifically who, whatnot, and then go ahead and do what you got to do. But don't just go off and just shoot anybody or kill anybody just because whatnot. How would you feel that was you? Think about that too. Don't be that dumb fool. You know what I mean? Be a smart ass gangster. Don't be no dumb ass gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing for these youngsters, man. Know what you getting into, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's for anybody, for every gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if you're gonna join the gang and your heart into it, you know what I'm saying? Follow your heart, man. You know what I'm saying? If your heart ain't with it, don't hang around it, man. Go try to pursue your dream. Or being a lawyer or teacher or some truck driver, whatever you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Or fucking judge, whatever, if you ain't with that gangbanging shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why all the cats ain't, got their heart into that shit.
So you can't have one foot in, you can't have one foot out. You gotta have both feet in something, basically.
Yeah. Some cats like ain't with it really, like, you know what I'm saying, that we just get forced in some shit that they not, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
For real.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we call it an end to the meeting?
Check this out.
I watched my back one time when I bounced down the street. I let a homie body shotgun is packing big heat. And this motherfucker's head is harder than
Is this you?
I'm not saying nothing because he don't wanna hear shit. I used to be the same when I was a young buck. I can't sort of and back me right there. Whatever problem that it goes through.
Same ass lyrics, same ass t-shirt. You know, I ain't changing.
Them hoes and shit.
My own beats, my own lyrics, everything my own.
Like there was a thing to do. They wanna be mad when I find someone new.
So this is
just on through. Fuck
this is a comeback.
Spark up another split. Bitch, I don't give a fuck.
But that's a
When
G-shit.
I get
You know what I mean?
about me and my whole
That's how it
it's
is.
just another day. As I'm dipping in LP. Everything on me.
Yeah, man, shit, bro. Like, once,
Send me some of those MP3 files and I'll put it at the end of the video and they'll play clearly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What were you saying, Night Owl?
Yeah, man. Shit. As soon as I get my shit like more situated, man, I'm trying to start my podcast shit up too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whenever you do, let me know. I'll link it in the video. I'll promote it. Whatever you want me to do, just whatever you guys got going on, just let me know.
For you too, though, man. You know what I'm saying? You're my boy, bro.
No, I appreciate you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to do this. And like you said, I think this is like your first interview ever, right, Mr. Crook?
I have an interview for decades, man.
I'll tell you, it's an honor. It's an honor, and I really appreciate it.
I'm supposed to be having one coming up with ODM Slim.
Oh yeah. I know of his channel.
Yeah, man. He been like tapping in with me, bro. He been like trying to set some shit up with me and a few homies. He wanna like you know what I'm saying, do a blog on TRG, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, like a vlog, like coming through over there.
Yeah, he wanna chill with us and see how we roll, you know.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, so hopefully he called me and told me, you know, I don't want to like, you know what I'm saying, say, you know what I'm saying, it don't come true. But he was saying like China Mac, I guess, got in touch with him or something. I guess China Mac,
If you feel like doing anything, you know, in the future, just get at us. You know what I mean? Just if you feel like you want to know a little, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You know, I can only, you know, the music thing, yeah, is fine with me too, you know, and the history is fine with me too, but it's gonna touch a lot of heart, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like it's a different when you're from the original family and you're from the family, you know. So it's like,
yeah, for sure.
I just, you know, because the music tip, I got a lot of fans that's still waiting till this day, you know, 20 years ago, and so they're like, hey, why can't you just do it one more time for us, you know? It's just a passion, bro. Everything I do is just passion, but it is for the hood, though. That's how it started, you know, because of the hood. I want to get my point across, you know. You know, that's why I do that. That's why I do it for the hood. And but beside that, it's been my passion. You know, I went from, you know, writing lyrics to writing my own, you know, using people beat to making my own. So I totally believe in, like, if you want it, you get it, man. You know, but it wasn't easy for me to, you know, I can't just say, oh, all this thing I do is just happen overnight. However, I can say it's hard work. It's a lot of stress sometimes because, you know, whatever business you're in, you don't want your craft to be fucked up, you know? You always want to stay your own original lane. So that way people understood you and understand your trademark. You know, it's like you doing your thing. You doing something with your thing, you know what I mean? And I'm nobody. You know, I'm saying I'm nobody is because I'm saying I'm nobody because I'm not not them type. If you understand what I'm saying, you know. But if you speaking of, you know, somebody's terminology, there's not many there's a lot that's curious about me or whatnot. But I must say you're the first one to get to interview me, really.
Like I said, it's a pleasure.
Everybody trying to catch me for years and decades. Where the hell this guy been? You know, we know who the first one is, but hey, where, you know? you know, you take me and my homie in consideration and doing this interview, you know, and we appreciate that, bro. And this something right here is just to me is always hood thing, and it's just I sometimes don't want to do this kind of stuff, but I just had to do it to let the curiosity mind know, to let the curiosity thought see, and to know who I really am. You know, yeah, I'm masked up, you know, because I don't want nobody to see, you know, with my face or whatnot. But however, I will send you a flick, my full face, you know what I'm saying? And bam, here, you know.
It'd be cool, yeah, so I could get that thumbnail picture because, man, this was a really good interview, and I want to thank you again for taking the time out.
When you start off, I just want you to start off with the hood song, you know, the song I just
Definitely,
you know,
just send me the picture, the song, and I'll put it all together, and it'll be good.
yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely do that.
All right, brother, I'm gonna stop the recording here, but I'm not gonna hang up. One sec.
I watched my back one time when I bounced down the street. My little homie riding shotgun is packing big heat, and his motherfucking head is harder than it breaks. No trying to say nothing cause he don't wanna hear you shit. I used to be the same when I was a young buck. I can't hate on my BG, I can only show them love and back them up. Whatever problem that it goes through, right or wrong, my homie always comes first. Food and fuck them bitches, they be the last one on my list. Them hoes and shit, they get you caught up in the mix, straight breathing on my neck like it was a thing to do. They wanna be mad when I find someone new. We just pass on through, fuck picking them up. I sparked up another split, bitch, I don't give a fuck on how you feel about me and my homie. It's just another day